No, making God your CEO. I love that. Love it. I love your name. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From anywhere you've joined me from all around the world, my name is Ade-Mabo. I am the mindset surgeon. In case you're wondering what that is, because I have a few people asking me, what does it mean to be a mindset surgeon? I'll tell you exactly what it means. It means that I take you from point A to point B by doing the internal work. I'm not interested in the external work. I'm interested in the way that you think. So I help you think better thoughts. Hello, hello. I cannot see who this is. Hey, gorgeous. Please give your StreamYard the permission so I can see your face, so I can see your name, so I can recognize you, so I can shout you out, so I can thank you for being here. But hello to you too, gorgeous. So I help entrepreneurs with your beliefs, with your thoughts, with your paradigms, with your narrative, so they can think better thoughts, so they can process the thoughts you're thinking, so they can create new experiences, so they can create the experiences that match their actual desires. Okay, so they can create the experiences that match the desires. Sorry, one second, guys. I keep getting distracted because StreamYard is not able to stream on my group. Anyways, so they can create the experiences that match your intent and desires. Got it? So think about what a heart surgeon is to the mind, and this is what I do. I pretty much take my clients through a process where we're able to study their thoughts like a scientist and choose and pick better thoughts for them. In simpler terms, I am able to change your paradigm so that the experiences that you're manifesting in your life, it's exactly what you want. Do you understand? See, I heard this quote the other day. 97% of people would rather die than think. 3% of people think they think. I think it's only 2% of people, 1% of people that think. Think about that. Think about that staggering statistic. Now, when I thought about that, I had to ask myself, am I in the 97% of people that rather die than think, or am I in the 2 or 3% of people that actually think, right? Now, a lot of people think that you're thinking, but you're not really thinking. All you're doing is mental activity. So today, though, that's not why I'm here. Today, I do want to share a turning point, a moment in my life that really marked a turning point. Hi, Dr. Tola. Mwah. Hello, hello. Hello, Aqua. Anyawo, how are you doing? I want to share a moment in my life briefly for the next maybe 5 to 7 minutes. I want to share a moment in my life that marked a turning point for me. I am in a challenge. It's called the Be on TV Bootcamp, and they challenged me here to come share my story. And so that's what I'm going to be doing with you guys in the next 5 minutes. So I remember, I'm going to take you guys down memory lane. This was maybe about, I want to say maybe about 15 years ago or so. I was in my tiny little apartment in Vaughan, Toronto, somewhere around Toronto. I just graduated from college with an expensive international degree, with no job to my name, with no career. I graduated, unfortunately, in a year that there was the recession. I mean, the recession, not the recession you hear about now and then. I'm talking about the recession. This is everywhere was dry. There were no jobs anywhere. There was no opportunities anywhere. So I thought, anyways. So I was stuck with a job, calling people to have their windows washed from the big, thick yellow pages. Okay, get this. It's not the automated phone books we have in today's day. This was manual yellow pages where you're literally flipping pages and like looking with a magnifying lens, calling people to say, hey, man, would you like to get your windows washed? And what do you think I got all the time? Click, click, hang up. Don't call me never again. I got all manners of disrespect, insults, abuses, all manners of things that you'd expect a telemarketer to get. Anyways, I hated this job so much. It made me cry literally every day. And there was nothing I could do about this. Get this. Have you ever been in a situation before? Hi, April. How are you, darling? Have you ever been in a situation before where you feel like your hands are tied? You feel like, God, I've done my part. I've graduated. I graduated with an honors. I've done everything you've told me to do. What is the problem? What is the problem? And so I think I just had enough. Many times we say we're tired, we're sick and tired, but really we're not really tired. But when you get to the day where you're sick and tired, where you're really, 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 really tired, then you start to get ideas on what to do. So, One of these days I came back from my job. Obviously it was a minimum wage job, paid like $7 an hour, something like that. And I really cried so bitterly that day. I was so upset. I was like, God, you got to do something. I am not going to this job again. I refuse to have a minimum wage job when I studied my butt off to, study this course and I did all these amazing things and I'm doing my part and I'm applying for all the jobs and I'm not getting there. So I cried and I remember just praying. So, praying this, have you ever had a heartfelt prayer where you just feel like it's not even so much a prayer, it's more of complaining, ranting, arguing with God, just really bearing out your heart. I had one of those sessions and I just cried and cried and cried. And you know what? When we ask, we receive. Many times we don't believe that, but it's true. When you ask, the answer is right there for you. So I remember asking God, you've got to show me the sign. You've got to tell me what the next step is. You've got to tell me what to do. Because right now I do not know what to do. Right immediately, guys, immediately. I had this intuitive hunch. I didn't even feel like it was intuition back then. I didn't really know anything about my intuition. I just felt like I needed to turn on the TV. So I'm turning on the TV in my little 450 square foot home, living room / bedroom / kitchen, all muddled up in one. I turn on the TV and what do I see? I see Oprah interviewing Dr. Phil or Dr. Phil interviewing Oprah. I don't really remember right now. I just know that I saw Oprah on my TV screen and she was having a conversation with Dr. Phil and Dr. Phil was asking her about some of her, how she coped when she was in her, some of her low moments. Would you believe that? Would you believe that that day of all days was the day that I needed to see that interview? Principle number 1, when we ask, God listens. He answers. Many times, though, we're not in the best position to receive because we're busy complaining, we're busy ranting, of course, it's easier to complain about something than actually fix it, right? Most times, our frequencies were all muddled up, so we can't even hear what he's saying. But that day, I'd had it up to here, and I was willing to do whatever it took. And she talked about journaling and how cathartic journaling was for her. Aqua says, absolutely agree. Wonderful. Thank you. And how cathartic journaling was for her in her journey. I was like, journaling, say that again. I know I don't have a whole lot going on here, but I certainly have a piece of paper and a pen in this apartment, and I will find it and I will journal till I get results. I was desperate, guys. Anyways, I grabbed the journal and I just started to write, and nothing came out. It was just tears and tears and more tears. And then I continued to write day after day, day after day. I didn't stop writing. For some reason, it felt like every time I wrote, I just felt better. I felt better and better and better. My heart just got lighter and lighter and lighter. And then one day, I think maybe a couple weeks into journaling, I just had a totally different perspective. I'm like, wait a second, these are not that bad. I have an apartment, mind you, this is an apartment that was getting eviction notices every month, right? It was a struggle to pay the rent, like $700 rent or something. It was a struggle. So I kept on writing and writing and writing. And then I noticed I started to feel better. Principle number 2, follow your feelings. Follow your feelings. I'm like, wait a second, something's going on here. And my entire perspective on my life changed. I'm like, wait, I feel good. And then I started to get ideas. I started to know what to do. God started to speak to me. And would you believe, within maybe, I want to say 6 months to a year, my life looked like, I don't know, night and day. It was completely different. I secured a 6-figure income job, a multiple 6-figure income job. I met my husband. We bought a home. We got married. We bought a home. Like everything happened, boom, 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 so fast. And I was like, the only one thing I could say to myself was, hey, you've been suffering for nothing. I was like, hey, you have been suffering for nothing. Let me tell you why I came to that conclusion. So I'm not the kind of person that when something happens to, I just rush into the miracle and the breakthrough and the new season, or rush into the life and I go, okay, let's forget about I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened. Principle number 3, be an active investigator in your life. I want to know what happened. What changed? My experience did not change. My education did not change. Nothing changed. The only thing that changed was my perspective, my paradigm, my mindset. Bingo. And I'm like, there's something here. There's something here. I'm not just going to move on and pretend as though nothing happened. I am going to stay on the spot until I figure out what happened. Then I started to realize that the way that I was processing information changed. The way that I saw the world around me changed. My perspective, I wasn't complaining anymore. Mind you, when I started journaling, I told you guys I started feeling better. I don't have the time to get into the details. All you have to know right now is I moved and I shifted from why me to thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it was all gratitude. Ooh, it was gratitude, 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 gratitude. I started to thank God for everything. And that's when I started to gather these principles I'm sharing with you. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't suddenly become more experienced. How come I go from a minimum wage job to a multiple six-figure income job in a few months of changing my perspective, right? So I did this over and over and over and over again, and things just started to look up for me. Everything, most things on my, I want to say 80% of things on my vision board, I had them within a very short period of time. And that's when I had my moments. Is it possible that if I dealt with this, there are other people who were stuck for no reason? Is it possible that because I was stuck, and I consider myself a smart person, I consider myself an empathetic, a caring, a nice, a kind, a compassionate person, if I was stuck, is it possible that there are other people who are in the same condition as I am, who are trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? In actual fact, the only thing you're doing wrong is you have refused to change your mindset. And that's how I started coaching. I actually started coaching accidentally. When I started coaching, I didn't know there was anything like coaching. I just really wanted to help people. I was so excited to just help everybody. Like, guys, this is how you can get a job. This is how you can, get your citizenship. This is how you can get that desire. This is how you can get this. This is how you can get that. This is how you can get out of a toxic relationship. This is how, and I was just so excited to share the information I found out about, right? And so I started to help people with changing your beliefs. So where I'm at right now is, that's why I call myself the mindset surgeon. It's taken me a long time to get here, 7 years and counting. I started from being a life coach, business coach, and then finally I'm like, dude, I don't want to have anything to do with that if we're not talking about your mind. I don't want to have anything to do with the solution if we're not going down deep within, because that's where it is at. It's not the external. If you're having any sort of problems right now, I don't care if those are relationship problems, health problems, fitness problems, money problems, finance problems, business problems, confidence problems, problems with your boundaries, problems with whatever, I would like to invite you to start from within. Start from your paradigm. Start questioning your thoughts. Start questioning your narratives. Start questioning the stories you're telling yourself. Start questioning your thought process and your thought pattern. Literally write it out. This is what I thought about myself over the weekend. This is how I think today. This were my dominant thoughts today, because your thoughts are responsible for your results. I cannot stress this enough. This is why I do what I do. I do not want to see anybody suffer unnecessarily. The suffering and the suffering that you put up on you bring on yourself, and the suffering that maybe God is taking through your process or He's working on you. Many people say that God is working on them. God is not working on you. You're suffering on your own, with your decision, on your own accord. Your suffering is voluntary. What I need you to do right now is to figure out, how can I change my paradigms? How can I change my beliefs? How can I change the way that I think? How can I take on new stories and dump the stories that are not serving me? But it starts with the end in mind. It's almost like you pick a result and then you reverse engineer. So you pick a result and then you start to embody that, and you reverse engineer your thoughts and everything going on in your subconscious mind to match the results that you saw in your mind's eye. Automatically, the decisions you take, the actions you take, the way that you think, the things that you're doing, just have to match your 2.0, because you're starting from the end in mind. I heard a quote the other day that said, you cannot go without going within. Something about you have to go within to go without. Everything we see on the outside was created twice, first in the mind and then in the physical, first in the spiritual and then in the physical. So if you're wasting your time trying to change your conscious mind, trying to worry about why you're eating so much, trying to worry about why your patterns, your habits, your everything on the external is not matching, I will invite you to do the work on the subconscious level. This is why I do what I do. This is why I am known as a mindset surgeon, because I'm not interested in having a conversation if you are not going to allow us to go within, if you're not going to allow me to question your stories, if you're not going to allow me to ask you questions about your beliefs and where you've gotten them from and how you've come to adopt those beliefs, because that is the key to changing the results that you are getting. Okay, so that's how I started to journal. That's how I started to change my life. Really, I heard about it. Oprah introduced me to journaling, and now I have a whole course in journaling because I believe in it that much. Journaling changed my life. And so my mission is to change other people's lives by helping them understand the correlation between their conscious mind and their subconscious mind and how that is producing for them results. Okay, so this is all about, that's all about me. I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I appreciate you. If you have any questions that I can answer, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Send me a note, send me a message, send me something, send me an email, send me something, and I would love to respond back to you. Thank you. Hi, Dr. Toller says you changed. This is amazing. Love it. Paradigm shift. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, you guys, I'm gonna head up now. If you have any questions that I can answer, let me know. I'll talk to you later. Bye now. Oh. Now that I have your attention, I do want to let you know that my mastermind is open. My mastermind is open for anyone who's listening to me and going, oh my goodness, I would love to change my mindset. I would love to shift. I would love that confidence. I would love this. I would love to know how I can shift my stories, shift the narrative, shift my beliefs, and shift my paradigms. And I don't know how to. Mastermind is open. Send me a message if you are interested in learning more. I'll talk to you later. Bye now. End broadcast.